Okay, I'm going to try and make this fairly quick. This is a mod I'm doing to my Losi Speed TRC car. I'm going to show everybody basically what I've done to the car firsthand, so they know when you upgrade these things, other parts tend to break and you have to replace them or do something. And I'm going to show a mod here in a second of what I did to fix something. But first of all, I have a ballistic Novak Racing brushless motor. That's quite an upgrade. Zippy 5020C. It's a 3-cell LiPo battery. I have the RX8 speed controller. These upgrades, you get a lot more speed power out of this car. The repercussion of it, as you can see, everything's torn off the rear end. The rear differential let loose on it. I can get the parts for about $25, but it's going to be the same parts as what was in it. And they're going to break. I have two Losi chassis bodies, two trannies. I tore them both apart, and I'm not sure where one came from. It was just an extra parts car I got when I bought this one. But I took both trannies apart and I found a few differences. One being this steel gear on the rear differential. The other one had a plastic gear. This one had little washers around here. They were made of plastic. They had little studs on them to lock into that gear to make it posi, so it would lock to these hubs on the rear end. And those plastic washers, they broke. And the other one that had metal washers, these washers, they broke. Just some issues that with the power this car has now, it's breaking things in the rear end, so I needed to devise something it would not break, rather than just keep spending $25 on the same parts that are going to keep breaking. I decided to do a home mod and try and make it a lot tougher in the rear, on the rear differential, and that's what I did. I have not tested this yet. I will follow it up with a video later, but as far as mods, this is what I've done. I took out both of these washers, the lock washers that sit on both sides. Inside this rear housing, this is all bolted together now, put together. It's not put in the car yet, but inside here I've taken out these washers. I've also put in these little they're like a lock washer. They have little fins on them. I put one on both sides of the gear just to help that lock. And inside there it has the bolt and everything in there just like normal, with a couple of washers behind them. But what I did, I took a drill, put a small drill bit in here. You got to approximate, make the size of the drill bit the same size as the little bolts that you're going to use. There's 4 bolts in there. They're cut off with a cut-off grind wheel on a Dremel tool. Basically, before I cut them off, I drilled 4 holes straight through the actual gear itself with my drill. And then after I drilled the holes, I marked. You'll see like the little dots on there is actually just nail polish. The wife let me use just to mark it, you know. I marked everything. After I marked everything, inside the edge here, I took some black nail polish and I went around the edge after I had all this assembled. That way I could see where this hub rides on the gear. I could have a line, and then I marked spots around that line after I put nail polish on it where I was going to drill. Drilled 4 holes in the gear, like I said. Then on the edges, I don't know if you can tell, it's going to be kind of hard to tell because it's small parts, but on these actual hubs, I marked the same thing. You'll see little pink dots there too, all the way around. I marked on the hub too where it matched up with the gear, and I took another tool for my Dremel. It's just a little tungsten steel carbide metal cutter attachment. I put that on my Dremel tool, and I proceeded to cut out little half moon notches around the hubs on both sides. That way I could match them up with the holes that were drilled in the gear. Basically, by doing this, I'm creating a slot, like a key slot, and basically I just used a couple small bolts as keys. I basically took the whole bolt. They were pretty long bolts. You can see here there's what's left of them after I cut them off. I screwed these right into the side. I put them through, matched up the holes, screwed them right through. Once I got them in, I left just a little bit extra on both sides. I used the cutoff wheel on the grinder, and I cut them off. And then after I got them all in there, everything was a nice snug fit. You got to be careful not to drill the holes too big or anything. You don't want these screws being loose when you put them in. You want them to be nice and snug. So you got to be very careful when you do that. But basically, after you put them in there and they're nice and snug, I'd recommend putting something on it. I was thinking I was going to use a JB Weld. I didn't have any in my toolbox or anything. I used a Loctite super glue for now. I'm going to see how that holds up. I think this is going to be fine right here the way it is. I don't foresee having any issues with it because it looks pretty locked right up. I mean, it's pretty stiff. I mean, you cannot turn these opposite each other. They're locked right into place. I think this is going to fix the mod. You just need to be careful, like I said, with those screws. They can't be too long sticking out from the gear, because then when you stick it in the side of your housing, like so, you're going to stick it in there and it's not going to spin. You know, when you try to spin it, your screws that stick out are going to hit the housing. So you can't have them too long, but as you can see, like that spins freely. It spins on both sides. But that's basically what I've done for this home mod. I hope this helps a lot of people. I just wanted to basically show what I've done here to fix that problem of the rear differential letting loose, so you don't have to keep spending $25 every time to order the new plastic washers and plastic gears, whatever. I use the metal gears, like I said, because they're tougher. I think it'll last a lot longer that way. And I'm going to go ahead, I think, and I might make a spare rear differential out of this plastic gear, just as a backup. And as well, I have that other chassis I'm going to rebuild for the wife, make that a car for her, so I may even use that in this temporarily, and then get another metal gear and stuff after and put it in if this lets loose the plastic one. But in my primary car, the one I just showed you, my Losi Speed T, this is what I'm going to use in that. I will follow up with another video to show everybody how it operates and everything. From what I can see, it seems like it's going to operate pretty smoothly. All I got to do though is put back my rear differential housing, get everything back together here, put some lithium grease and everything in the rear end to lubricate everything, and then she'll be all set, and I'll make another video once this is all done. But like I said, it was just a home mod that I thought of. I sat here and I racked my brain over this for a little while, wrapped it around it, and then I said, you know, what if I make some keys that'll fit inside there? And it seems like it's going to work. Like I said, everything is nice and tight. There's no slippage from both hubs on both sides like there was. I mean, they're locked right in there, Loctite glued in there, everything. The only thing I could have done maybe different is I could have tapped the gear itself and threaded them right into it, but I figured that was not necessary really, because they're a nice firm fit as it is. Anyway, I hope you like this mod. You try it out. I'll let everybody know, like I said, when I get it in the car and running, and let you know how it works. I think it's going to work fine though. But let me know what you think of this, and subscribe please. Share any, let me know any videos you'd like to share if you want me to look at them as well. Thank you very much though for your help and watching my video, and I hope this is a help for you. Thanks.